everyone. In today's session, we will discuss the chapter Noun. Noun is very basic but very important chapter. It begins the parts of a speech. You must have read this chapter in your childhood as well. And you must have learned the definition that noun is the name of a place, person, animal, or thing. But it is just not only the name of person, place, or anything. In fact, noun is everything that surrounds us. We can say noun is everything that surrounds us, or you can say whatever you think surrounding you. For example, you see people, you see river, you see water, air, oxygen, window, pen, roads, all these are noun. Well, we can say that noun is a name of anything, or you can say N for name and N for noun. Noun forms subject and object. We have already learned subject and object. Subjects and objects are made of noun, or you can say that noun forms subject and object. So let's begin with the session. Let's have a brief introduction of noun. That is, nouns are the words that name people, places, things, animals, ideas, and more. Noun is used as a subject or an object in the sentence. There are several types of noun. Well, there are 5 types of noun. We have 5 types of noun. First, we have common noun, then proper noun, then collective noun, material noun, and abstract noun. So first, we'll read what are common nouns. As you can see the word written over here, that is common. So it is a common name. It is a common name given to many of the same category. For example, if I say boy, I say boy for any boy. I can use the word boy for any boy. It is not specifically mentioned that which boy I'm talking about. For example, if I say city, can you tell me which city I'm talking about? No, not at all. It means if I say city, that can be any city that has not a proper name. It can be any city. So the common noun are the names given to any of the same category. Say boys, girls, men, women, a chair, or you can say school, bank, any. A single name or a common name given to many of the same category. That is called common noun. Now, when we give an identification or a name, or a specific name to a common noun, it is known as proper noun. For example, if I say city, of course, that is a common noun because the city's name is not mentioned over there. But if I say Delhi, yes, of course, Delhi is a proper noun because here I came to know that I'm talking about Delhi. If I say boy, it's a common noun. But if I say Rohit, it will be a proper noun because I'm talking about a person whose name is Rohit. Now, common noun is just a name given to anyone. But proper noun is basically related to that particular personality only which we are talking about. It's a specific name given to that person, or you can say when we give an identification to the common noun, it becomes proper noun. Proper noun always begins with capital letter. Well, this we'll discuss in this video only later on. Collective noun. Now, collective nouns are actually the groups. We use these words for groups. Collective nouns are actually the groups. For example, army of soldiers, and you can use many collective nouns. We'll discuss this later on. And then we have material noun. Now, what are material nouns? Anything that is a raw material, not finished product. It should be a raw material. For example, gold, silver, iron, all these are material noun. Anything that is metal or non-metal or gases, that is material noun. Then we have abstract noun. Abstract noun are actually the emotions. These are intangible in nature. It means which we cannot see, which we cannot touch, but which we can feel. So the emotions, those are known as abstract nouns. Now let's elaborate on these definitions. First, we have common noun. A common noun refers to a name given to general people. General people, it means anyone, places, or things which we cannot identify merely by the word. It does not begin with capital letters unless starts a sentence. It means whenever we begin a sentence, it should begin with a capital letter. Let's say Rohit. Oh, okay, Rohit is a man is standing there. Now here the sentence begins with A. So A is in capital letter. Why? Just because it begins the sentence. Otherwise, there is no need to write A in capital letters. Only it is in capital letter just because it is beginning the sentence. Now, if a sentence begins with any common noun, the first letter will be capital just because it begins the sentence. Otherwise, it is not. We need not write it in capital letter just because it is a need. Now, for example, dog, city, book, teacher, etc. These are some common nouns. Now we have proper noun. What are proper nouns now? A proper noun is a name given to a particular people, person, things, and it always begins with capital letters. Now, proper noun are actually the name given to the common nouns. For example, if I say boy, it's a common noun. But if I say Rohit, that is a proper noun. And when I write any name, like my name, your name, or anyone's name, it should be, it should begin with the capital letter. For example, if I write Rohit, it should begin with R in capital letter. Then if I write Pruter, it will be Prutor. It begins with P. If I write IIT, Kanpur, so Kanpur must begin with K in capital letter. So proper nouns are always written in capital letters. For example, London, John, Mount Everest, Microsoft, etc. So all these words are begins with capital letters. All these words begin with capital letters. Now we have collective noun. Now what is collective? As the word states, it's a collection of something. It means it refers to a group. Whenever we form a group by collecting some common nouns of the same category and we make a group of them, that group or that bundle of group is known as collective noun. For example, if I collect some flowers and I arrange them in a bouquet and I arrange them in a group. Now this group is known as, now let us have some flowers over here. We have some flowers over here. These are some flowers. And whenever we collect them and we make a bouquet of flowers, so this bouquet is known as collective noun. So collective nouns are actually the groups formed by collecting common nouns of the same category. Obviously, if I have many keys and I arrange them in a bunch, so this bunch of keys, because only one key will not form the bunch. There are keys that form the bunch. So this bunch is known as collective noun. Now, a collective noun is a name given to a group of people, animals, or things as a single unit. Examples: herd, team, flock, army, family. Now, herd of cattle, team of players, flock of sheep, army of soldiers, family of members. So our family is a collective noun and we all are the members of that family. So family is a collective noun. Collective noun is actually the name given to the group. Now we have some examples of collective noun over here. First, we have herd. Now herd is a group of large animals such as cattle, deer, or elephants that move and feed together. So this is herd. So you can say herd of cattle. Flock of sheep, flock of birds. The flock is again a collective noun, especially of one kind that gather or travel together. Pack. Pack is generally used for the collection of wild animals like pack of wolves. Then we have pod. pod is basically used for marine animals. So you can say aquatic animals such as fish. A group of marine animals such as dolphins or whales that swim and interact together. Then we have the word swarm. Swarm is again a collective noun, a large number of insects. When you must have heard the word swarm of bees. Swarm of bees. So these bees are actually the insects, and the collection of these bees is known as swarm. Then we have troops. So troop of soldiers, troop of people of or animals, usually soldiers or scouts that move together in an organized manner. That is called troop. That is called troop. Now we have a school. Now a school is not of its students. In fact, a school is a group of fish, often of the same species, that swim together and in a coordinated manner. Colony, a community of insects like ants. You must have heard a colony of insects, or you must have heard a colony of ants. You must have seen ants walking in a line, in a simple line, simple thin line. So this is known as colony. Structured, systematic line they form. Pride. Pride is actually used for lion. Now, pride of lions. You know well that lion is the king of the jungle, the king of the forest. And pride, they form pride. Their collection is known as pride. Then we have parliament. Parliament is actually the group of owls, also known as a wisdom. Now you can see these words. These are ironical words, in fact. Wisdom and group of owls are known as parliament. Now, a large group of animals, often insects like ants or termites, that work together in a coordinated manner. Also, army of soldiers. Army is also a group of soldiers. Then we have team. Team is actually the group of players. So there can be one or more than one word which is used differently at different places. Now we have band, a group of musicians. Then we have coven, a group of witches who perform magic tricks. Gaggle is a group of geese. So these are several collective nouns. There are many other collective nouns as well, but these are some examples of collective nouns. Now we have material nouns. Material nouns are actually the raw materials. Whenever we talk about raw material, it means the product should not be a finished product. Otherwise, it will be a common noun. We are talking about only raw material by which we form something. Now this raw material is known as material noun. The material should be raw material, not the finished product. Remember. One more thing, anything that is a metal or a non-metal or in a gaseous state is known as material noun. A material noun is a type of noun that refers to substances or materials from which things are made. Material nouns are usually uncountable and do not have a plural form. Material nouns are uncountable. We cannot count them. We can measure them, but we cannot count them. So they do not have a plural form. For example, gold, wood, steel, water, silver. Now, we don't say golds, we don't say woods, we don't say steels, we only say gold. So gold is a material noun. One more thing to keep in mind is that if we talk about any raw material, it is a material noun. But if it is a finished product, it will be a common noun. For example, if I say wood, this is a material noun. Now, if I say chair, so chair is a common noun. Chair is a common noun. Now, if I say Nilkamal, Nilkamal is actually the brand of chair. Now, Nilkamal is actually the brand given to a finished product. So this brand name is known as proper noun. This is a proper noun. For example, you must have heard the names of pen. Now, pen is a common noun. It's made of plastic. Plastic is, of course, a material noun. But if I say Reynolds, that Reynolds is a brand, is a company name, that is a proper noun. I hope this is clear to you all. Well, now we have abstract noun. So abstract noun are actually the emotions, the feelings that arise out of us. An abstract noun refers to nouns that represent concepts, feelings, emotions, or qualities that cannot be perceived through the senses. Or you can say those are intangible in nature, which we cannot see, which we cannot touch, but which we can feel. That is an abstract noun. For example, love, happiness, courage, etc. All these are abstract nouns. Well, if I talk about the word air, can you tell me what kind of noun is air? Well, this is a material noun. This is a material noun and not the abstract noun. Just because air is a mixture of various gases present in the atmosphere. It is the mixture of various gases present in the atmosphere. Now we have already learned that a word which has a gaseous state is a material noun. Now, air is a mixture of various gases. So, it is a gaseous state. That's why air is a material noun. Also, uh, air strikes us. Air touches us. Though we cannot see it, but it touches us. For example, it has a sense. For example, if you if there is a room, there is a vacant room. I have just the piece of paper. A piece of paper is lying on the floor, and I switch on the fan. What will happen? Of course, the piece of paper will move. Maybe it maybe it move back and forth. But if I switch off the fan, it will not move. It will be still. It will be in a still position. Just because of that fan, because of that air pressure, the air strikes the paper and it pressurizes it. So the paper moves. But if I switch off the fan, there is no air and the piece of paper will be in a still position because it is not getting any pressure of the air. You must have seen when in storms or when when the wind blows, obviously the trees, they shake, they move, not moves actually, they do not move actually, they shake. The leaves shake just because of the pressure of the air. It means air strikes down. Air strikes down. It means air is material noun and not the abstract noun. Now, noun can be further divided into three sections. Now, what are these three sections? Let us discuss this in detail. The noun or subject can be divided into singular, plural form. It can be divided into singular, plural, or it can be divided into countable or uncountable, or it can be divided into on the gender basis, that is masculine or feminine. Now, first we have the category of singular plural. That is, a noun can be divided on the basis of singular and plural. It means whenever we have one noun, it is singular. And if I add s or es to it, it will be plural. It will become plural. For example, if I have one pen, I can say pen. But if I say pens, it means if I have more than one pen, I can say pens. So pens are plural. So there are many nouns which can be converted into plural form by just adding s or es or ies or ves. There are many tricks for that. So a word can be converted from singular to plural. Then we have countable and uncountable category. Now, what are countable nouns? A countable noun is a noun that a countable noun refers to a type of noun that can be counted in terms of 1 to 3. For example, the things which I can count. For example, if I say students, I can count them 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. There are many students. If I say pen, I can count them 1, 2, 3, and so on. So Countable nouns are the nouns which I can count easily, which one can count easily in terms of 1 to 3. But uncountable nouns are those nouns which cannot be counted or which cannot be allocated in terms of 1 to 3. They can be measured. Uncountable nouns can be measured, but they cannot be counted. Now, a countable noun is a type of noun that can be counted as individual units or discrete items. Discrete items means separate entities. These nouns have both singular and plural forms. Obviously, a countable noun can be converted into plural form. But if a noun is uncountable, it cannot be converted into plural form and can be quantified using numbers like 1, 2, 3, and so on. For example, when we have one girl, we will say girl. And when we have more than one girl, we will say girls. So girl is 1 and 1, 2, 3, and so on. So girls are many. So we can count them 1, 2, 3, and so on. Suppose there are 5 girls. Now, if we talk about the word stars, stars are countable just because we can count them. For example, if I ask you how many stars are there in Saptarishi, so your answer must be 7 stars. So we can conclude that stars are countable just because we can count them. We can count 7 stars, that there are 7 stars in constellation like Ursa Mitra, Ursa Minor. Like in Saptarishi, we have 7 stars. We can count them. We do not say that there are 1 kilo stars in the sky today. No, that is wrong. But we can say that there are only 2 stars. I can see only 2 stars today because of the clouds. So there are I can see only 2 stars in the sky. So we can count the stars. They can be counted, though they are infinite in numbers. But infinite and uncountable are 2 separate terms. The meaning of infinite is endless, but the meaning of uncountable is that which we cannot even start counting. For example, if we have water, we cannot count water. We can measure it in liters, but we cannot say that 1 water, 2 water, 3 water. No, not at all. So uncountable nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted, but countable nouns can be counted easily, and they can be converted from singular to plural form. Like star can be converted into stars, but water cannot be. For example, book is a singular noun, whereas books are plural. Cat singular, cats plural. Chair singular, chairs plural. Pen singular, pens plural. Student singular, students plural. Now, plural form, most countable nouns form their plural by adding s at the end of the singular form. Book becomes books and chair becomes chairs. There are several other methods as well to convert a singular noun into plural form that we will discuss later on. But you can see this rule. Words ending in s, x, z, ch, sh, o. We can put es with these words and the word converts into plural form. For example, box, this word ends with the letter X and we just put es and the word converts into plural form. Box, boxes, watch, watches, mango, mangoes, then quiz, quizzes, bus, buses. So the word ends with these letters can be converted into plural form by just adding es to them. Now, irregular plurals. Now, there are several words that have some different plurals. For example, child. The plural of child is children. The plural of ox is oxen. The plural of men is men. The plural of women is women. The plural of mouse is mice. So there are several words that have some predefined or different plurals. Singular form with A or N. Now A or N, A and N are indefinite articles. We generally use A and N with singular nouns. Well, this we will discuss in the chapter of article as well. But we can say countable nouns are used with A or N before item singular noun when talking about one item. For example, a book, an apple, and so on. Many is actually a qualifier which is used with countable noun. But if the noun is uncountable, we use much. For example, many stars, whereas much milk. Few is again used with countable noun, whereas little is used with uncountable noun. For example, we can say few people, and uncountable noun, for example, little money, that is uncountable. Several is again used with countable noun. Then numbers like 3 dogs, so we can count them 1, 2, 3. Uncountable nouns, those are also known as mass nouns, and are nouns that represent substances, concepts, or things that cannot be counted as individual units. For example, water, we cannot say waters. Water cannot be counted into plural form, otherwise its meaning will be changed. Sugar is uncountable. Knowledge is uncountable. Happiness, music, all these words are uncountable, but they cannot be converted into plural form. Now, if we see this word sugar, we can count crystals of sugar. We can count crystals of sugar, but we cannot count sugar. Sugar is actually the content of the solution. We can count the crystals of the sugar. Obviously, when we go to market to buy sugar, we buy it in measuring units like kilos and so on, quintals, tons. But we cannot say that I want 4 sugar. No, that is incorrect. These words are uncountable and we cannot count them. Yes, we can count them in case of containers. For example, I cannot say 2 water, but I can say 2 glasses of water. Now, 2 glasses of water can be counted, but not water. Now, if we put an uncountable noun into a container, it becomes countable. For example, 2 cups of coffee. Here, coffee is in a cup, making it countable. Now, we cannot use, uncountables are not used with indefinite article. It means I cannot use a or n with uncountable noun. I cannot say I need a water. I can say I need a glass of water or I need water, but I cannot say I need a water. With uncountable nouns, we do not use any indefinite article. Well, this we will again discuss in the chapter of articles. We have several other words, or you can say adjectives or the qualifiers, which qualifies noun, but nouns can be categorized into countable and uncountable noun, and adjectives are used on the basis of their function. Well, that's all for today. We'll discuss some other important parts in the next video.